Hello and welcome to another podcast episode. I have got a lot to talk about today and I don't have a lot of time, so we're going to go fast today. I finished something for the second time. So if you're a regular, you might be able to guess what that is. I've done a bit of everything this week. I've cast on a couple of new projects, 3 new projects. I packed the yarn and projects I need for a holiday. We're only away for a weekish. I don't know how much knitting time I'm actually going to have, but I packed 5 projects. Way too much, I think, but we're going by car, so I can take more luggage if I want to. Normally I'm restricted by hand luggage requirements on planes, hand luggage limitation, carry-on limitation, and I'm not this time, so I'm taking everything. So we'll talk about that as well. And I'm really looking forward to showing you what I finished because I'm really, really happy with this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting and crochet patterns, and I teach knitting and crochet workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website YarnAddict.co.uk. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And if you go to the description box below, you can see all the links to everywhere I'm teaching this autumn, and all my social media links, and how to sign up to my newsletter. When this video is out, my website will be closed. I'll be closing it after I finish filming this. It'll open again next week on Thursday or Friday, I think, probably Thursday. And then it'll close again on Sunday the 9th. And then it'll be closed till 8th of September because I'm going to Norway for 30 days. So there are still loads of yarn, or quite a lot of yarn left in my reduced section on my website. If you can't see like an add to cart, then it's because my website is closed. I do put a notice on the front page of my shop and on the main page of my website, but I'm not sure the people necessarily see that. So especially if they click on the link in the newsletter that says reduced yarn, it takes you straight to that section and then you don't see the notification. I haven't worked out how to put a pop-up thing on my website, and I also hate pop-ups, so I don't really want to do it. So let's start with this one first, because I cast on for the second half of this last night. I didn't sleep very well last night. I seem to be waking up between midnight and 12:30 every single night. Sometimes I can get back to sleep, but sometimes, like last night when I was thirsty because I worked out yesterday afternoon, so I drank more water in the evening because I got quite thirsty when I worked out. And then I woke up and I needed the toilet, but I was also thirsty, so I ended up getting up and knitting and crocheting for a bit. So I cast on for the second bit of this last night, but this is the first sock. This is the Truly Hooked Formula 1 collection Landis helmet in like a sparkly sock yarn. I don't think you can see the sparkles. Finished that a few weeks ago. I had hoped to finish the whole pair last time I was in Norway. I've just taken it off the sock bucket so I can take it with me. So if I finish it while I'm away, I can get some like photos and stuff. So I've been meaning to cast on for the second sock since I finished the first one and just not gotten around to it. So last night when I sat up in the middle of the night, I cast on and I managed to finish the toe. So not very much really, I just finished the toe. So this is ready for car knitting. I'm going to try, I keep saying I'm going to try to finish this on the way to Scotland. We're going to the north of Scotland, to the like Elgin area, that part of Scotland. So it's it's almost as far as you can drive in this country. From Cornwall, we're not right in the far southwest of Cornwall, but we are in southeast Cornwall. So from Cornwall all the way up to the northeast of Scotland, it's a little bit further to go in Scotland. It's a little bit further to go in Cornwall to drive the full length of the country, but we're not far off. So I'm taking this with me as a car project. I'm going to knit as much as I can on the way up. I hope I could at least finish the foot on the way up. We'll see. It depends on how much driving I do and how much sleeping I do and how much the sitting, enjoying being a passenger I do. But I'd like to try and finish that on while we're away, preferably on the way up, but at least while we're away. I think that should be doable. So I'm actually going to take the first sock with me as well. So let me just pop this in here so I don't forget. So I'm knitting my creme caramel pattern, which is a basic toe-up sock pattern with the gusset and heel flap. And it's been a while since I've knitted that. But I always, whenever I knit socks, because most of my sock patterns, and I did knit the creme caramel, creme brulee, which is top-down, basic top-down sock pattern with heel flap and gusset. Or I did my Aventuras pattern, which is toe-up or top-down, with afterthought heel. There's a choice of 2 afterthought heels and 2 toes. I usually knit one of those 3. I tend to just stick to basic socks these days because I use them as like out and about knitting. And most of it is in my head. I know how many stitches to cast on for my size if I'm using a 4-ply yarn and 2.5mm needles, all that kind of stuff. But I do need to keep track of how many rounds to the heel and that kind of thing. So I normally write that down for each pair of socks I do, each new yarn I use, in the Samsung Notes app on my phone. But I can't remember if I wrote down everything, all the information I needed for the first sock. So if I take it with me, then I can check underway if I need to. Okay, what's next? So this project is a secret project, so we're not going to talk about that. I cast on for that a couple of days ago. I was considering asking one of my sample knitters to do it, but because I need to check the sizing and things, and I'm a little bit not sure about the sizing and construction, I decided to do it myself. It's not actually due till like 3rd week or something in September, so I've got plenty of time. I was considering not casting until I get back from Norway, but I thought just in case I get like other deadlines, plus when I come back from Norway I'm only home for 2 nights and then I go away to workshops at Black Sheep Wools. I forgot to say, I did say all my workshops are below, but I'm teaching at Black Sheep Wools in September, October and November. There are still spaces, or there were last week when I looked, on my finishing techniques in September, Brioche Cowls, which I think is in October, and 2-color Brioche, which I think is in November. The other workshops are fully booked. And then I'm also teaching at Yarndale last weekend in September. I'm teaching mitred squares and I think it's filet crochet. And Continental Knitting is full, and I'm teaching at Ali Pali. I'm teaching on the 7th and 8th. I'm just looking at the calendar on the wall behind my camera. 8th and 9th of October. I think I'm teaching on the Thursday and Friday. And I can't remember what I'm teaching. Teaching a bunch of classes, knitting and crochet. And then I'm teaching at Knit and Stitch Harrogate. The Knit and Stitch Alexadra Palace in London in October. Knit and Stitch in Harrogate in November. Teaching loads of classes over just 2 days. I think the second I'm teaching like 5 classes or something. Slightly mad, but that'll be fine. Anyway, I was going to leave this project, this new cast on, for a deadline. I was going to leave that until I got back from Norway. Then I thought maybe I'll cast on when I get back from this trip and knit for like the 3 days I'm home. And then over the weekend, because I knitted the swatch and everything, I thought I'll just cast on and get started. And I thought as I cast on, I might as well take it with me. I probably could finish it while I'm away, but I'm not actually taking all the yarn I need for it. I might pop one more ball in actually, because I'm already on the 2nd ball. This is the yarn I'm using. I can show you that, I think. It's Stylecraft Naturals Pure Wool. It's really nice to knit with. I really like the Stylecraft Naturals range. So I packed that. It's fairly easy to knit. I can knit on it in the car if I want to. And my other main project is crochet. But sometimes if I crochet a lot, I get a bit of neck pain. So I thought if I take this with me, I can work on that. If I can get it like half finished before I go to Norway, then that's fine. I won't have any problems finishing it in September, but I'm a bit worried about leaving it in case I get any other design commissions and I end up then rushing in September. So it's silly if I have loads of deadlines and the yarn arrives early, which it has for this, to leave it too late in case I can't finish it in time, then I end up struggling. That would be a little bit stupid. So that project bag was for Oh Wow Amsterdam, and here's my second Oh Wow Amsterdam project bag. This one I bought at Strikkefeber in Oslo. The other one came with my Cool Woolings Advent from 2024. So I've cast on a new crochet project. So let me just get the swatch out. I bought this yarn when I was up at Black Sheep Wools last weekend. It is Rowan Summerlight 4-ply in colour 420. It was in the sale And I also got 10% off because they do that to everyone's on the workshop and also the tutor, which is very nice of them. So I got like 10 balls for like £25 or something. I also had like a voucher, I think, £5 voucher. So it was really cheap. £25 for yarn for me is very, very cheap. When I knitted the other crochet sweater I worked on recently, which I'll show you in a minute, I was considering doing this stitch pattern. So it's filet crochet. I originally swatched another stitch pattern, but I didn't like it. So I then swatched this one, and I really, really like it. So it's a filet crochet pattern. You can see it's got this like zigzag pattern across it. I'll put it on there. You can see it here. You see that? Shows it better against a dark background. So I did a swatch the other day. I'm really happy with it. It's got a really nice drape to it. Feels nice thickness, all that kind of stuff. So I started it. I haven't done very much. I wasn't going to take this to Scotland with me. I was going to leave this when I go to Norway, and have this as one of my main projects in Norway. And then I was like, well, I've got this swatch, I might as well start. I'm working this top down, and I always start with a foundation row, foundation stitches, rather than a chain, because I hate working a chain. I'm teaching that. I think it's at Knit and Stitch in Harrogate. I'm teaching it this autumn, foundation stitches, stitch to chain, foundations, learn foundation stitches. So much better. It looks so much neater, which is just the back of it. You end up with like a row, or you basically do the row of chains and row trebles in the same go. In the workshop I'm teaching, we're doing foundation trebles and foundation doubles. I'm using British crochet terms, obviously. Anyway, I thought as I'd done it, I might as well start it. I do find doing the foundation stitches a little bit slow, so that's fine. I'm kind of thinking this is coming out very, very wide, actually. I might have to rethink it, because that looks very, very big. Anyway, we'll do that later. Anyway, I thought I'd do the foundation row here, because it's a little bit slow and tedious. It takes me a while to do it, and I have to look at it. So doing that in the car or something is a little bit tedious. It's also a lot of counting. So doing it while I'm with other people talking and stuff is also a bit tedious. So I did that, and I've done 2.5 rows, so not very much, but it does look very wide. So I may have to rip it out and start again. I did do a fairly decent sized swatch. I think it's like 15 centimeters. So my tension should be fairly accurate, but I don't know. It looks a bit big to me, so I may need to double check that before we go. So that's project I wasn't going to cast on until after we came back from the Scotland trip, and before I go to Norway and have that as my main project for Norway. But I thought I might as well cast it on now, because it's in cotton, it's a summer top. It'd be nice to finish it. I don't think I'll finish it while we're away, but finish it like the first week in Norway, so I can actually wear it. I've looked ahead at the long-term weather forecast, which I know is not very accurate, but it looks like, at least for the first half of my trip to Norway, it's going to be like around 20, low 20s, which will be quite pleasant. It's cooled down a lot here compared to what it was. It's still quite warm this morning, because I'm always warm in the morning. I also overslept this morning, so I've been rushing a bit. The other project I've been working on is this one, which is my Cool Woolings YarnAddict from 2024. I know there were problems last year, but 2024 was fine. So I've done 2 of this colour before last week. So I've done the remaining 9. This has just kind of been living in my handbag. I did a bit when we were out over the weekend. I also did a bit one evening, but they're finished blocks. So I'm going to attach those to the string. And then I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of that colour. So I'm hoping, well, I should have, I think it's like 260 something. I should have enough, I'm hoping, to do a sweater for me in that. That's the plan anyway. So I'm taking that with me. I've got 1 ball in my handbag and a crochet hook. I did that when I went to Norway last time. It worked really well. I just kept a ball, because they're 20-gram minis, so they're quite small. Kept 1 ball and a hook in my handbag, and every time I popped into a coffee shop, which I did quite frequently. I probably should not do it every time I go grocery shopping for my mum next time I go, because I'm staying for 4 weeks. It might be a bit too much. But I did pop into a coffee shop quite often when I was there, just for a break, and then I did like 1 or 2 every time. So I packed some yarn. I got 1 ball of yarn in my handbag that I haven't started, and I got enough from that color to do another 4. Before I need to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, need to do 4 more. I might try and do those on my break later before we go. And then I got these 2 ready to go. So that's 3 colorways. And I'm thinking, is that enough? This will also live in my handbag. That's like my out and about yarn. I got some other colors ready for when I go to Norway. I don't know when I go to Norway whether I'm going to take all of them with me, all the remaining ones, or just some. I'm going to pop these in here because I got the space to do it. So I'm taking, don't think I'm going to get all these done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means I've got 6 minis with me. I don't think I'm going to get all that done while I'm away. But it is one of those projects that's easy just to pop in my handbag when we go out and about. And when we're coming back, if I finish the socks and I finish my other knitting, my secret knitting project, then I can work on this. We'll see. I know it doesn't take up much space, so I'll take it. I took this downstairs from me a few days ago and I still haven't wound it. I might try and wind it today, actually. Or I might leave it, because if I don't do this in Scotland, I'm definitely taking it to Norway with me, and it's easier to pack it like this because it takes up less space than if it's wound. This is from Belinda at the Knitting Hotel, Belinda Harris Reid at the Knitting Hotel. It's called Utopia 4-ply. It's 80% linen, 20% silk, and it's got this lovely sequins in it. She brought it back with her last year from her trip to India. She's half Indian. She's got connections out there. She goes fairly regularly, and she brought this back, and I asked her if I could buy a skein, so she gave it to me as a present, which was very kind of her. It's beautiful. She doesn't know how many meters it is, but I think it is 100 grams. She says probably like about 400 meters, but if it's got the sequins on it, it might be slightly less, although they're quite small sequins. They're like the ones that are on the Rico. What's it called? Rico Make It Blimchen. The smaller sequins than the ones that are on the Lang. What's the Lang one called? Have I got a ball here? No, Lang Pellets. That's what it's called. That one's got much bigger sequins and much closer together. This is a bit more subtle. I wish I had asked her if I could buy some more and I had enough to make a top, because that would be just beautiful. I love this color, but I'm not, but I would take this one. I think I'm going to take it but not wind it, so that if I don't get time to start it, I won't, and I'll just take it to Norway with me. My plans for Norway, because obviously I'm going for 4 weeks, well, 30 days, so just over 4 weeks. Hopefully I'll get a lot done. So I'm taking my crochet project, my crochet sweater, which I'm like to finish in the first week I'm there, and then I need to get started on some projects that I can self-publish over the winter. So I actually got plans for a cowl and a pair of Norwegian inspired Selby mittens. I found a chart on my computer that I must have drawn out ages ago because I've forgotten about it. That's really pretty for a pair of mittens, so I want to do that. I also got another chart that I really liked for a cowl. I don't know what yarn to use for the cowl. I might just get some in Norway. The yarn for the mittens actually do have some yarn here, which would be perfect. But I'm also thinking I can buy that in Norway and not have it filling up my backpack. Because when I go to Norway, I only take a backpack with me. So there's not a lot of space. So I think my plan is, when I go to Norway, is to take my crochet sweater, the Rowan Summerlight one, and a few of the mini skeins, or the remaining mini skeins of this if I got space. I don't know how many will be left. And then the chart for mittens and a cowl, and then buy the yarn in Norway and try and knit those when I go to Norway. There's the yarn shop. 5 minutes drive from my parents, less than that. 15-minute walk from my parents. So, I got plenty of access to yarn. There's a huge yarn shop. I've taken the sparkly yarn from Belinda from the Knitting Hotel with me, and I've pulled out a needle and put it in here and row counter and stuff. I want to do a shawl. I know the shape I want to do. I don't know what stitch pattern I want to use. I think I want to start it and see what it looks like and then make a decision as I go. But I do have some vague ideas, but that may or may not be cast on Malvern in Scotland. We'll see. Okay, is there anything else I need to talk about? Oh yes, this. Right, I need to take my mic off so I can try this on. So I finally finished this again. I originally crocheted the sleeves and they were too narrow. They were just not wide enough. I blocked it, but when I blocked it, I didn't block it. I didn't properly wet block it. I just sprayed it with water and it didn't block out as big. And I was a little bit worried that it was a little bit not quite big enough. So anyway, I ripped out the sleeves again when I came back from Norway, from my last trip to Norway 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I don't know, and started the sleeves again, finished them last week, I think it was Friday, sewed it all up, blocked it, properly wet blocked it this time, and it is definitely more than big enough. I think the sleeves might be a tiny bit on the long side. So I'm just going to take my mic off and put this on so you can see what it looks like. Before I edit this video, I will go out of my bedroom and take a quick video of me wearing it and insert that here so you can see it. But yeah, the sleeves is a much better fit. I made them slightly narrower at the bottom than the original ones. Like, well, they're not narrow, they're wider than the original ones, but I decreased more stitches. So there's more a difference between my upper arm and the wrist. I still could have decreased more stitches really, because it's still a little bit wide at the bottom, but I do quite like that. Length is fine. It felt like it might be slightly too long. I think it's fine because when I bend my arms, it's fine. And the ease for the body is fine. I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath. I won't wear anything thicker than this underneath. I might wear like a long sleeve t-shirt instead of a short sleeve t-shirt. And the length, I could have done with the length being maybe like a little bit longer. To the length, I had the 6 pattern rows, which is 2 repeats, because each repeat is 3 rows. And then I did a row of trebles and a row of doubles. Can you see it on the bottom of the sleeve as well? Just to get like a bit more of a secure edging really. I'm wondering if I'd made the sleeve slightly narrower at the bottom, I could have maybe done like another row or 2. I would have probably liked to have done another 3 rows on the body, but I didn't have enough yarn. I only had 400 grams. So the yarn is Pixie Yarns. It's a basic sock yarn, superwash merino nylon sock yarn, I think it is. I bought one skein of Stitch Fest Southwest, I think it was, in Newton Abbot a few years ago. And then I really liked the colorway, and then I ordered another 3 skeins from her website a couple of months later, and they've been in my stash ever since. And it must be like nearly 2.5 years ago now, I think. So this has been in my stash for a while, so I'm glad I managed to actually get it out and finish it. I'm really happy with it. I wish it was a tiny bit longer. It's long enough, but probably could have done with just a little bit more. But it is long enough and it's wide enough. I was a bit worried that it was not quite loose, fitting enough, not enough ease. But I really like it. So in the winter, I'll probably wear it over like a long sleeve t-shirt, and in the summer over like a regular t-shirt. So I'm not going to wear anything thicker than this under it, I don't think. But I really like it. It's a filet crochet pattern. Pattern does get hidden a bit by the yarn. That is the problem with variegated yarn. It's a little bit subtle to see the stitch pattern. I did almost decide to do that same stitch pattern with this Summerlight 4-ply. But then I thought it might be a bit boring, so I went for a different one. I don't know, but I'm going to write out the pattern for this. I will do the one for the Summerlight, I think. Might do this one as well. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how things go on this autumn. I've done quite a few sweaters I haven't written up, and I need to start writing up some of them, because otherwise I'm just really wasting my time working on new designs and not writing up the pattern for them. But it takes a lot of work to write up a pattern for a sweater. Right, I think that's it today. Check out my Tuesday video this week, which might be a bit controversial. Be polite in the comments, please. I've seen a few examples, and I'm not aiming this at any specific person or business, but over the years, I've been in this industry now for over 20 years, and through most of the time, or whenever crowdfunding became a thing, I've regularly seen businesses crowdfund for various business and borderline business personal endeavors and health reasons and that kind of thing. And there's been a few more crowdfunding things recently, which on the face of it, I thought were a little bit borderline. Obviously, people can donate to wherever they want to. It's not my business. And I thought I'd just talk generally what I think about crowdfunding for your business when it kind of crosses that line between business and personal. So if you haven't seen that video, it's the last one on this channel. I'll link it at the end of this video. If I remember, I'll link it below, but I might forget. But it's the last one before this one on this channel. Right, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button, hit the hype button if you've got it. I don't know what it does, but everyone's telling people to hit the hype button. You can see it below this video. I think there's like a hype leaderboard. I don't expect I'll get very high up on it, but we have had some new subscribers recently, so I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Right, I got to go now and edit this video and walk the dog and do a few other jobs. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time with some stuff from Scotland, hopefully. Thanks for watching.